Hello, y'all. How's it going? Y'all just missed Apollo's epic drink. He uh he got started right on time and I was running late. So sorry y'all missed it, but welcome to the OraCola. Let me just type a little quick welcome in the chat here. Hey y'all. Welcome to the show. Put your questions in the chat. Choose your oracle and get your answer from the universe. All right. Hey y'all, welcome to the show. I'm arcieoracola. Y'all are here with me live in Austin, Texas, or wherever you're from on March 30th, 2022. What? We're almost all the way through March. Cannot believe that shit. It is crazy. Crazy. All right. So let's see. We got Carol Jean. Hi, Carol Jean. Hi, Goog. Hey, Patrick. Oh my God. I love the family. I love having y'all with me. I hope y'all had a good week. Apollo does not want to make a cameo. I know I teased that in my social media post today, but it seems like he just wanted to drink his water at the usual time and then go back and fart up the bedroom because I don't know what he ate because I feed him. Suddenly he's got something going on and it's not pleasant. Let me just tell you that. So, pets, we love them, but woo, sometimes. All right. Looks like we got a question there. Well, before we actually get to the questions, and I do appreciate y'all putting the questions in right away so we can get started. We have to set the stage and kind of introduce the oracles and let anybody know what's going on if they're new or if they're watching it later. So what we do here is I read oracles. You put your questions in the chat, and then I will choose your oracle. You will choose your oracle, and then I will read your answer. And we have several oracles to choose from. They're all in the description box down below. Click that down arrow, just like that. But I'll just go through them real quick so you get an introduction. We got the arcieoracola Tarot deck. This is my own personal deck that I've been using since the very first OraCola on public access TV. Oh, yes. We have our newest oracle. This is the style oracle, the fashion oracle, the artistic inspiration oracle. I don't know. I ain't quite decided how I feel about it, but it's new. It's fun. We also have the crystal oracle. If you're looking for a crystal energy or an earth energy, then that is the one to choose. We also have our essential oil oracle. This is if you're looking for some plant medicine to help you on your journey to whatever. We also have our hat of self-care. Now, if you just like, whatever, tell me what to do. I want it to be easy. Pick the hat of self-care. It's simple stuff that anybody can do. I promise. All of these are simple. Very easy. All right, now moving on, we got some more complex oracles here with the Book of Revelation. That is a randomly chosen verse from the Book of Revelation of the King James Version of the Holy Bible, the only version of the Holy Bible that actually counts, in case you're wondering. And then we have our fun oracle. This is the Pornicle, a randomly chosen page out of this giant tome of smut that I happen to own. And yeah. Good times can be had by all, or be careful what you wish for. Usually one of the two, and maybe a little bit of a mixture when you pick that one. Oh, yeah. And then finally, last but not least, we have the Magic Hate Ball. Yes, if you don't want an answer, or if you're just feeling like you don't deserve a good answer, choose the Magic Hate Ball because it never gives the answer you want to hear. Good to note going into the show. All right. Now, Oh, thank you. Thank you. I feel like I look good in pink and orange because I'm naturally a very pink and orange person. Just my skin tone and the way it all worked out, that whole Northern European vibe. So often my skin is ruddy and it just seems to look better if you just turn it up. I don't know how that works, but if you just turn it up, it just somehow evens out in a weird way. So thank you for the compliment. I do appreciate it. All right, now now that I've introduced the oracles and told y'all how the show works, as if y'all don't already know, haha, we do our little ritual. So this is the time when we kind of set our mood and ask the universe to join us for the next hour and give the guidance that we need to hear. And we usually start out by burning the sacred wood. If you have your own ritual, now is the time to do it. You can do whatever you like. The universe don't care as long as it's sincere. And that don't exactly rhyme, but whatever. Yes, we burn the sacred wood. We get that sweet smelling smoke in the air. Invite the universe in to answer our questions and help us on our journey through this existence. All right. And then we also ring the bell just to get rid of any negative energy and invite the universe to come in. It's like the doorbell ringing. Hey, I'm here. All right. And then we spray our Rich Bitch Witch Spray, which we're working our way through slowly. No Legionnaires yet. This is just a witch spray I got a long time ago. And I'm working my way through it. And it's for abundance, for anybody to have abundance of wisdom, abundance of wealth, of whatever you think is worth having abundance. That is for you and for me. And if you would like to share your abundance, then you can also do that to me on PayPal or Venmo, arcieocola, ARCIECOLA. If you can, it's awesome. If you cannot, it's totally awesome too. I love y'all no matter what you give me, no matter what offerings you offer. If you offer nothing, you're at least offering your time and attention. And that is all I really honestly care about. So, moving on. Let's answer some questions. Okay. So, we had a question up here. I think Carol Jean was the virgin. First question. You choose Oracle. Will I ever be well again? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry you're having troubles. That is a tough one. We'll just do a tarot for that. I feel like that's a tarot question because honestly, your health is your journey. Whatever your health situation is what your soul signed up to do when you came into this existence. So the best thing to ask the tarot is, how can I cope with this? What is something I need to think about while I'm going through this particular thing that I don't remember signing up for, but apparently I did sign up for because it's happening. Yes, indeed. Okay. All right. Tarot for Carol Jean. Health journey. How can we adjust our attitude to make the best of this journey? The coins. Okay. So the coins represents an entire suit. Sometimes it's called the pentacles, but in my deck, this is just the general practicality card. So you need to think about the practical things. So what can you do to enhance your health? If you're having health troubles and there's something you can do to mitigate a few of them things, even if it's a minor lifestyle change, try it out, see if it works. Also be willing to receive help from people. Understand that you might have connections with folks who can offer you assistance that you might not have had thought about. And yeah, be open to receiving any help that you get. And then also thinking about how this is a very mundane part of your life. Whatever health issue you have, even though it can be very devastating, very difficult to deal with in the moment, it is still very much on the third dimension. There is much higher dimension lessons to be learned from this thing that you're going through. So hopefully you are on the mend and you will feel better soon. But in the meantime, think about it in a very practical way. It's a mission, you're on it, you're in the thick of it, and eventually you will move on to a different mission. All right. There you go. All right. So, next up, we had a Patrick question. What does the tarot have to say about Uncle Joe's prediction of food shortage? Well, I don't think Uncle Joe or whoever Uncle Joe is supposed to represent, because obviously Uncle Joe is not in charge of this wagon. Yeah. I think the food shortages are probably going to be a fact of life, just like toilet paper shortages was a fact of life 2 years ago. And it might be that some folks are shocked to hear it, but if you've been keeping your ear to the ground, you pretty much know that this might be a possibility. And hopefully, you have a few extra things in the pantry so that you can weather any difficulties. Now, I'm not saying that the difficulties will hit everybody equally, because, as we know, rich people are immune to most of this bullshit. But for us regular folks who are in here in the world in the third dimension trying to figure it out, where you are geographically and how much resources, as far as like family, cash, whatever you got, is going to dictate how you get through it. So, yeah, let's see what the card says. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so yeah, this is very much up in the air. And like I said, very dependent on your station in life and how you're working it out and how you're just managing the flow of things. That, there's a lot of ebb and flow right now. Sometimes it's a little bit positive and sometimes it's a little bit not so positive, and sometimes it's a little bit back and forth, and it's hard to navigate. But I think if you're open-minded and you can move with the tides, you will probably keep your head above the water. So there you go. All right. Who's next? Hey, Lava Jeans, welcome to the show. Good to have you back. Asking for my mom from Goog. She's doing her practice defense for her doctorate tomorrow. How can the tarot guide her? Well, wait, sorry. I just realized that I did not plug in my laptop. And since it's an old used one, I need to make sure that I keep it plugged in, or else it might cut out at any moment. Such is life. Okay, back to the question. We have another doctor in the family now. I mean, it's pretty incredible to have two people who are in the same family defending their doctorate dissertation within the same year, much less the same few months, like 2 months. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, unless I'm crazy. Anyway, congratulations. That's quite an achievement. No, I do not want to update this software. Stop reminding me. I will be reminded tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, Apple, for the interruption. Okay. All right. So, tarot guidance for the doctoral defense tomorrow. It's a practice. It's not the actual thing. So it's the dress rehearsal before the big hoo-ha. So let's see. What can we do? star. Okay, this is good. So it means that you should go into this with absolute goose egg, zero amounts of nerves, because it is a practice and it is there for you to learn from. So you got to just like throw out any of the ideas in your head of this mattering for anything. You're just there to experience it and try to be just as loose and go with it as possible. Maintain the attitude that you've already won. That's really what this means. And then you're just going through the motions to figure out, the little nuances of things that you need to say and do to appease the committee so that they sign the paper so that you get the thing, and then you just have to pay the debt. So that is what you need to do. Maintain your hope. Good luck and have fun at your trial run. Okay. Oh my gosh, there's a new one. Psyche loves Eros twin flames. Oh my God. Okay. Welcome to the show. Let's see what you got to say. I'm scared to pick it up tomorrow yet. Must first thing, I will help those people. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad you don't want to be a rich a-hole. I feel like if you're going to choose a lifestyle, rich a-hole is easy, but maybe not as fulfilling as you might think. That's just my feeling about it. Just because I ain't a rich a-hole, I'm a poor a-hole. There's a difference. Okay. Okay. Well, good luck. And Prince, hey, welcome to the show. All right. So, who else has a question for the OraCola this evening? We already had a couple questions. Three. I think three. We just did three. Did I miss anyone? All right. No, we did the dissertation. And then, yeah. Okay. So, anybody who is in the chat who's hanging out and wants to ask a question to the universe, now is the time to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to start getting into some boring shit that you might not want to hear, because that's how it works. Lava Jeans. Since the Twitterverse is divided, may we ask the Magic 8-Ball if Will Smith was justified in slapping Chris Rock for his comments at the Oscars? Okay. I feel like this is an excellent question for the 8-Ball, because the 8-Ball actually does not watch the Oscars and does not give two fucks about it. So let's see what they say. Yes, definitely. Yeah, yes, definitely. So the 8-Ball said Will Smith was justified in slapping Chris Rock. This could point to the fact that it was a staged thing, which is not an uncommon conspiracy theory. There are a lot of folks who immediately were like, this is a ratings thing. But whatever you happen to believe, Karen, who likes to stir up trouble, is saying, yeah, go ahead and smack him, because Karen wants to see more people get smacked on national television. Yeah, probably that's the angle they're coming from. Okay. All right. So, Patrick, do the aliens want us to stop using nuclear weapons because they care about us, or because they want us to be powerless against them? What does the tarot have to say? That is a very interesting theory. So there's a lot of folks who believe that alien intervention is a long time theme in our planet, and that we are actually hybrid creatures created by the aliens for slave labor. And then it gets into reptilians and a bunch of other shit. And I don't have time to explain it all right now. You can always Google it yourself. But I don't know if I think the aliens really fucking care about the nuclear thing, because certainly they have the technology to clean it up if we do take that shit in the bed. You know what I'm saying? I think the aliens, if they're that advanced, They're like, okay, whatever, nuke each other to bits. We'll figure it out. We're after a bigger thing. They're more like, long game planners. So that's my take on it. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Oh my God, this happened again, the star. Okay, so universe is driving home the hope message, the message of not worrying too much about the minutia, but keeping the end game in sight and not being negative about it. No, don't be naive. Make sure that you're aware of the position of the leaders and the propaganda so that you can be agile on your feet in case you got to bug out. But yeah, I think it's a hopeful situation. So, however you interpret that, good luck. Oh man, we got a portal now. Yes, Chris did benefit from this, which is also very suspicious. Now, I'm not saying that there was any shenanigans. I'm just saying that there's a theory that shenanigans were afoot. And one of the benefits of the shenanigans was that Chris's tour, which was not doing as good as they hoped, is suddenly like sold out everywhere, which no publicity is bad publicity when you're in entertainment. Just want to say that. You can shit on people all you want. They can be the subject of any controversy. Pretty much, they will always come out ahead. Kim's basic. Sorry, I had something in my throat. Okay. Okay. Carol Jean, a question. What is my healing oil? Okay. Let me do that one real fast. And then we got another question right below it that's a little spicier. Healing oil for Carol Jean. And all the things that she's preoccupied with. Oh shit. Okay, so lemon. This is an easy one. This one's good. I don't think we've ever gotten lemon. Well, you know what a lemon is. I at least hope you do. So you need to put more lemons into your life. And here's the thing about lemons. They're pretty sour, but they're also wonderful when mixed with sugar. So find the sugar in your situations and mix the lemon to make lemonade. Hey, Beyonce wrote a whole album about that shit and made $1 billion trillion. So why don't you follow the Queen Bey and her example and find the sugar in your pantry? It might be buried, but sugar don't really go bad. It just gets clumpy. That's the thing about sugar. It's not that it goes bad or rancid. It just gets clumpy. As long as there's not mold on it, it's totally fine. So I don't care if it expired in 2000. If it's not moldy and it smells okay and it tastes okay, then mix that sugar up with that lemon and then make a whole new thing for yourself. Whole new recipe. Okay. Good. Pornicle. How do I set up my new thermal printer on my Linux computer? Oh, Linux. Somebody's a snob about privacy and like autonomy. Ooh. Why can't you just go with the regular platforms that everyone else is using? It's so easier. So sorry. I think you're great. I'm just saying other people think that. So, 755. Gotta do the random number generator. Okay. Number between 1 and 755. Okay. Here we go. Generate. 11. Okay. Page 11. Very early in the pornicle. We'll see if it's text. No, it's actually a blowjob. It's a blowjob with a reach around fondling from the dog or whatever god that looks like a god right here. Some kind of god or creature. Might be the Anunnaki. And then there's the pharaoh or the emperor or whatever leader is just standing there. And then there's I don't know if it's the wife or the servant or whatever. It's giving them a blowjob. And yeah, so there's your answer. Get more blowjobs, and the problem will work itself out. Anubis, yeah, there's Anubis. Maybe name your computer Anubis, and it will like be okay. I don't know. I ain't into that shit. Is that a good impression? Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. I was just going off my channel from the universe. Okay. What did you say? A few former military people who were directly responsible for the nukes here and in the UK and Russia reported that aliens disable even more worrisome naval nukes at will. Oh, well, of course the aliens would use our technology against us if it furthered their goals. I'm not saying they wouldn't set them off, and I'm not saying they wouldn't stop it. I'm just saying that they're probably way more advanced than us, and whatever minuscule technology that we have to fuck each other up with is not even a tenth as good as what they have, which is probably what they've been using on us all along. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I bet you do. Okay. Who else has a question? Did I miss any? I don't think I did. Going down the line. Okay, well, it's about halfway through the show, so guess what, y'all? It's time for some tea. It's time for some tea. I know y'all love the tea the best. There's some very delicious varietals in here today. Let's see what the universe thinks I should talk about. Survey says comedy. So obviously this is a very broad subject, but it has been in the news for a few minutes, especially this past week. So here's my take on comedy. Comedy is comedy because it makes people laugh. People laugh at all kind of different shit. Some people laugh at things that other people think are very inappropriate and possibly offensive and hurtful. This is a function of human nature, and it is the glory and beauty of how we are as a society of humans because we're very different in a lot of ways. So, when it comes to comedy, I think we need to assess each situation individually and agree that we may not agree on the comedy nuance or whether it was funny at all. However, we must, as free people, defend the right of anyone to say whatever comedy they would like to say. And if someone is saying that comedy, they must understand that they may have consequences coming to them based on the political climate and the culture in which the comedy that they're producing is being consumed. So, that is my very roundabout way of saying I'm all for free speech. I do not believe comedians should be censored. I don't think comedians should be physically attacked for what they say. However, physical attacks are sometimes part of life in 3D. So if you happen to be physically attacked for a comedy that you did as a comedian person in the context of comedy, then yeah, maybe you were wronged. I'm just saying that. I don't know what everyone else thinks, but I tend to think that as a person who tries to elicit smiles from people myself, that sometimes you're just going off the cuff. You say something in the moment, it was good, everyone was feeling it in the moment. Looking back, it may be out of context, it may be hurtful in some way, but that's the risk you take with saying it. Really, that's the thing. You take the risk, you say it, it may or may not work out. That's art, that's life. Comedy should be allowed to go to the places that are potentially hurtful, because there is a lot of healing to be had when you dig into that wound, you scrape out the infection, you spray it down with some saline, it flushes everything out, and then suddenly, even though that moment was painful, you can start to heal the wound. So, that's what I have to say about comedy. If you disagree, that's fine. I don't care. Whatever. Oh, yes. Okay. What did I miss? Oh, we got a question next. Revelations, was Klaus Nomi an alien, a time traveler, or both? Oh my God, I don't know who that is. I'm going to have to Google it. Klaus, Klaus, Nomi. German vocalizer. Okay. Born January 24th, 1944, August 6th, 1983. Countertenor. So someone who sings real high. So countertenors, in case you are not aware, are men who can sing as high as lady sopranos. They are very talented. I'm not familiar with this person's work, but at least I know who they are now. Okay. Oh, he wore the big vinyl tuxedo thing. Okay, so we'll just pull a verse and see what it has to say. I don't have a clue, so we're just going to figure it out. All right, so we have 22 verses in the book of Revelation, so we're going to go with, 22 chapters. Chapter 1. So chapter 1 has 20 verses. 20 verses. 9. Okay. Book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 9. For Klaus Nomi. Oh, it's a long one. Okay. I, John, who also am your brother and companion in tribulation and in the kingdom and patience of Jesus Christ, was in the isle that is called Patmos for the word of God and for the testimony of Jesus Christ. Okay, so it sounds like they're starting an oath, some kind of like vow to say the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me, Zeus, or whatever. Yeah. So I think that this is a signal that perhaps they have already told the truth, and it's just up to the people who are looking into it to figure out the clues. That's just my guess. You know, it's a long passage, but it's a very introductory passage. So I feel like if you read the story around it, you might get a better sense. So good luck with your exploration. Oh, he was discovered by David Bowie, released one album, and then died tragically. So many times people with lots of talent die early. And that tells me that I don't have that much talent because I'm of a certain age. So in a way, it's very comforting, and also it's a little bit depressing because really the people who were gone by like 27, 26, think of the massive amount of influence they've had on our culture. And I'm not saying that the man did not push that agenda for a particular reason, because I bet he did. But when you're like 20 years past that special date, you're like, damn, that wasn't the life for me. Yeah, Betty White lived almost forever until she didn't. And then it was all gone. And then nobody got to watch the TV show that she was advertising. That's how it goes. You leave things up in the air, contracts don't get filled. Hopefully, there's insurance to cover it. But honestly, what insurance company in Hollywood is going to insure Betty White when she's like 99 years old? Seriously, no actuary is going to do that unless you pay a ton of money, and you will never get that money back, ever. That's how insurance works, in case you weren't aware. Oh, well, I'm glad. I'm going to look him up. Klaus Newmy. I'm going to look him up. Okay. Will the dollar collapse soon? Also, Book of Revelation. Oh my God. Okay. Let's try that out. See what's up. I don't know. I've been, I'm the same way with the dollar collapse issue that I am with the aliens. It's been promised with the predictive programming for so long that it has not actually happened yet. It's kind of bothering me because I feel like I'm getting strung along with this narrative that could be exciting. It could be very interesting. But am I getting it? No, I am not. And I'm a little tired of hearing about it, frankly. But let's see what the universe has to say. So, uh, 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 we got a number between 1 and 22. Let's generate that number. 5. Chapter 5 has 14 verses. 1 and 14 generates at 9. 8. 8. I don't think I hit it the first time. Okay, so chapter 9, verse 8. For the dollar collapse. And they sung a new song. No, that's not the right one. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, with a U, which are the prayers of saints. Okay, so we're worshiping God right now. They just gave God the keys of the kingdom again, and they're worshiping. So, as far as the collapse of the dollar goes, it looks like we might be having a new master to talk to about our finances and a new tender to deal with that is approved by them. But yes, you can read that a lot of different ways. They don't all sound terrible, but they don't all sound great either. So, there's the answer. Uh, yeah. It's true. If you've got a little bit of money in the bank and you feel like it's all going to go to hell in a few months, why not spend it? Buy that thing you want to buy, take that trip you want to take. I feel that sentiment. Um, Honestly, the best thing to do is to probably buy something that's going to appreciate in value, real estate, precious metals, those kind of things that are actual tangible products, guns, food, things that you can barter in the after times if the after times show up in the next few years. So there's a lot of ways you can interpret it, but probably having a good amount of tradable goods is always wise. Yep, the push to crypto, because you can control crypto. I know they like to say that Bitcoin it's free and you can't control. Bullshit. It's on a fucking computer. It's not a real thing. There is no actual real Bitcoin that exists in a cloud. It doesn't exist. Therefore, it can be manipulated and controlled. I don't care how many weird, program and things you put on it. It is not a tangible asset. It is not a thing that came out of this earth that is used to trade for goods and services. It is not the same thing. So I might be old fashioned in thinking this, and maybe my thinking is wrong, but that's just how I feel about it. So, right, it is controlled by whoever produces the energy. So, if you don't pay your electric bill for a few months, guess what? You're broke. And not just because you didn't pay your bill, you broke because you can't access any of your money. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. Who else has a question? Did I miss any questions? We got about 19 more minutes left in the show, so plenty of time to get your question in. If you're a looky-loo or you're a stranger, please chime in. We love to have new folks ask questions. I don't think we have any on social. Let me just double check. Sometimes we do, but I didn't see any earlier. All right, Instagram is no. And Facebook is no. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, no questions on the social, which means it's all up to the folks who are watching here in the chat tonight. Put your question in the chat, choose your oracle, and I will be here to answer it. Oh, my goodness. A crystal card. Yes, you may get a crystal card. I love giving a crystal card. All right. Chris, oh, this one came out, just popped out. Labradorite. I love this one. So Labradorite is see the magic. And if you've ever seen a piece of polished Labradorite, or if you're one of them bougie people that's got a Labradorite backsplash, hello, it exists. Then yeah, you see how there's a lot of fire in it, and it changes colors. It's kind of this deep, dark bluish green when it's not getting like shined on with light, and then it flashes golds and pinks, and just like it looks like a piece of ham that's been out in the sun for a while. There's the rainbow flash. It's like, should I eat this? No, but it's real pretty to look at. So yeah, Labradorite. If you don't have none, I advise you to get some. You don't have to put the backsplash in. It's probably not very practical. I'm sure as a stone, it's problematic. But if you have just a little piece of it that's kind of polished on one side, it's gorgeous. It's so much fun to look at. I love it. I have 3 or 4 pieces. That's how much I love it. It's also really pretty in jewelry. So maybe get you a Labradorite necklace or pendant or ring or bracelet or brooch or whatever thing you're into. Okay. April reading tarot. Okay. Thank you, Prince. We'll see what energy the universe wants all of us to think about collectively in April. We do have some interesting astrology in April. I'm not going to get into it because, like I said, I'm not an astrologer. I just kind of follow a little bit of astrology. But if you want to look up any astrology, there is some conjunctions and other things that are happening that may trigger some emotions. And ain't that how astrology always is? It triggers some shit. All right, tarot for the collective for April. Temperance. Oh, this is good. So we need to find the balance in what we're doing. It could be that we're overdoing one part of our life. It could be that we are overworked, or we're slacking off too much, or any number of things. Basically, temperance is about keeping it steady. You don't want to go too far one way or the other. Just want to like maintain and understand that even though you might be feeling a little bit of pain from maintaining, say you're trying to abstain from sugar, or you're trying to like abstain from a vice like smoking, it may be painful in the short term, but temperance will allow you to grow in a spiritual way. And hopefully, on the other side of it, you will realize and recognize that the pain that you suffered in the moment reaped such great rewards that it was worth it. It was more than worth it. You just have to like keep your focus in the moment and not slide. Okay. There is the answer for April. Keep our focus in the moment. Don't backslide. Make sure we're on the path always. Good. Tarot. I'm going to be interviewing people to work with me soon. It's been a while since I've interviewed candidates. I could use some advice. Okay. Being the boss person is always a tricky road. I don't particularly like being the boss person myself when I've had the opportunities. It was not something I felt like I was my forte or that I cared about. A lot of emotional labor goes into it. I just don't have the time. But let's see. Interviewing candidates. What's an archetype we can use to guide ourselves on this particular route? High Priestess. Okay, go with your gut. 100%. So when you're interviewing folks and if it looks good on paper, but it doesn't feel right in person, it's not the right person. So definitely go with your gut, your intuition. Don't allow your intuition to overlook things that would be red flags. That's the downside. Don't go with a candidate that is obviously going to have some issues based on their history. If you just like are in love with them, right? But I would say overall, when you're meeting people for interviews, it's very superficial, and everyone's on their best behavior usually. So you're getting the tiniest fraction of what that person's actually like in person. So you really kind of have to go with the energy they put off, the gut feeling, and just hope, cross your fingers that it works out. So good luck with that. Yeah. Yeah, mentoring. I mean, all they're coworkers, right? Coworkers are difficult people sometimes. Hopefully you're in a situation where more of them are good than not, but there's always that one or two or five assholes that you have to deal with on a regular basis at your fucking day job, and they fucking bring you down and they suck. So, yeah. All right, we got about 12 more minutes left in the show tonight. Time for one of y'all to put a question or in, maybe one or two questions. So we got time. Oh yeah. You know, if it's a change in the dynamic, it's going to be a little bit rocky. You know, hopefully it'll all work out, but there will be misunderstandings and mess ups and weirdness, and you're just going to have to go with the person that you think is going to fit in the best. All right, we're going to do some more tea because it's close to the end of the show. All right, let's see. Okay. This one might get me into trouble, but I'm going to try to navigate it as best as I can. Children, ladies and gentlemen, folks of all gender ideologies and gender expressions and biological facts. We cannot get too wrapped up in things and forget that there are certain physical facts to our existence in this third dimension. We have all agreed to inhabit the body that we're in prior to coming into the body. That's what I think. You can say it's God who chose, you chose, whatever reason we're here now existing and how we are existing. There are a lot of variations to this, and a lot of different things can happen, but genetically speaking, we're pretty two-toned. There's male and there's female. This is not to negate any people who have different makeups that happens, but it's very rare. Now, we cannot forget that male and female are not the same thing. They're not the same thing. And whatever is going on in your head that's different than what's going on in your body. Your body is different most of the time. You don't feel the body the same way you feel your head. They interchange, but they're different. So I would just like to say, as a person who is female, according to pretty much all the definitions I've ever grown up with in my whole life, that there are differences between male and female. And we cannot deny these things when we're talking about other issues when it comes to gender. Biological sex is different than gender. I get that. However, we cannot forget the biological sex part when talking about gender. It's very nuanced. I know that there are a lot of people who will be horribly offended by what I just said. I tried to thread the needle as best as I could, but I'm on the side of nature made two sexes. They are different. They serve different purposes because we are a sexually reproducing species on this planet. And there are differences for a reason. And whatever is going on in your head doesn't necessarily mean that the body is going to match. And we just need to be mature enough to acknowledge that this is a fact and not be scared to discuss it, and then, move on. Move on. Let's not get bogged down into crazy minutia that doesn't make sense. We need to acknowledge what's real, acknowledge people's feelings, and then move from there. Okay, that's all I have to say. All right. Whoo! That either got me banned by everybody I know, or most people are like, that was weak. I don't know how it came off, but that's what just came out. So here it is. Okay, plant for healing. So I'm guessing that you want essential oil deck, because that's the only plant focused thing that I have here. All right. Plant for healing. All kind of healing. Any kind of healing. Fennel. Oh, we got this one before. Fennel. Fennel is kind of like licorice-y tasting. It's not my favorite, but a lot of people enjoy it. So maybe incorporate a little fennel into your diet. All right. We got about 7 more minutes left in the show. If anybody has a question. Otherwise, I'm just going to start doing a few little random readings. Let's see. Let's do a self-care. I had a self-care. See what kind of self-care we need to do. Oh, listen to music. We got this one before, but the universe is very adamant when they repeat things. So listen to music. Find some music that you like. It's either an old favorite or a new thing that you're just into. Don't judge your musical taste. If you're into something terribly pop and you're afraid that your friends would make fun of you, just don't tell them. Just don't tell them you're listening to it. It's that simple. It's a guilty pleasure. Just do it on your own. It's, you don't have to share all of your things with the world. You don't have to. Secrets are good. Sometimes secrets are good. Oh my goodness. All right. What are we drinking? Well, my usual little vodka and something else. Although I actually made a Moscow Mule tonight. So that would be lemon juice. And some people use lime, but I use lemon. Lemon juice, ginger beer, a really good one, vodka, and a few drops of bitters. The bitters are the key to an excellent Moscow Mule. It really ties the whole thing together. So that's what I'm drinking tonight. And we have 5 minutes left in the show. So we need to either ask me a question or we're going to do a pornicle just for fun because I love the pornicle. Angostura bitters, not the orange kind, just the regular, the usual bitters. Because bitters are good to have no matter what. If you're just drinking a sparkling water and you just want a little pizzazz to it and you don't have no citrus, a dash of bitters, it's going to knock that shit out of the park. Okay, random number for the pornicle, 755. What sex energy should we be thinking about this week? 403. Page 403. Oh, okay. The energy is to let it all hang out. Just do not be afraid to show it all off. People are going to be celebrating you, just letting it all show. Whee! Someone might even blow a horn in your pussy. That would be fun. If you just like airing your pussy out and someone's like, it'd be different. Be a different kind of experience. All right, there you go. There's your sexual energy. Little bit of a public indecency is recommended. Now, maybe not literally. Perhaps you should just be indecent in a way that's liberating and free. So, there you go. Last call for questions. Last call. A trumpet and her crumpet. That's funny. That's a funny one. We haven't had any style questions, so I'm going to pull a quick style oracle. See what we got for our style inspiration this week. Estee Lauder. There you go. Estee Lauder. Available at all the drugstores, I think. You can rule the world with a lipstick. A lady should be crease-free in clothes and in fashion. Earn your daydreams. Okay, so this is someone who's very fastidious, who obviously has a steamer, an iron, or an army of staff to do the ironing and the steaming, and has the makeup touched up perfectly. And it looks like to be mixing potions, like a very meticulous person. So maybe bring some meticulous energy to your daily life. Like try to be a little bit of a perfectionist. See where that takes you. You might find a different way to do your routine that gives you a little bit more satisfaction because it seems more complete. I don't know. There's your answer. Estee Lauder. Yes. Okay. We have a minute left in the show, y'all, and I did buy a scratch-off ticket. So we're going to spend the last minute or two on that. This is a $1 ticket. It's Easy Loteria. Easy Loteria. I'm guessing. Easy Lotteria. $500 max, which it's not very good, but hopefully they pay that prize out more often. So, what do we got to do here? See back for instructions. Oh, the instructions are complicated. Okay. Scratch only the symbols on game 1 through 3 that exactly match the 10 symbols revealed on caller's card. Reveal 3 symbols in the same game with the prize for that symbol. Okay. Okay. So basically you got to scratch off the whole damn thing. Okay. Okay, well, here we go. Let's find out. Do, 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 do. This one is actually very complicated. You have to do a lot of scratching. I'm like, wait a minute. I need it. Maybe I'll do it on the back of the Bible here. Give me a second. Okay. So there's my card. Well, it's hard for me to tell. They're very small pictures. And honestly, these contacts are not very good for this. So the most money I got was 40 bucks. I don't know if I won any of these. I got a lizard, a lone star, and the moonrise. Yeah, I don't think I won. I'll put it up here. It's going to require me to examine it a little bit more, but honestly, I think it was a big old. So, hey, that's how it goes with a scratch off usually. All right, y'all. Well, I don't see there was any more questions. So, thank y'all for tuning in this evening. I hope y'all got what you needed out of the show, and I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening. I love it when y'all are here because it gives me something to do for an hour, except ramble on about shit. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please tell all your friends about the show if you are able to watch it again while you're getting ready for work or something. All the views help. If you have not liked and subscribed, then please do so. That's always helpful. Share it on social media, cut a little clip out, put it on TikTok, whatever you want to do. I give you permission. Have fun with it. And I will see y'all this time next week on the OraCola. Bye, y'all.